Brittany, let me ask you this question, please. Brittany, do you believe in soulmates? Oh my God. Brittany. Oh God. Are you of the belief that there is such a thing as a soulmate?
Here are my thoughts. Every night in my dreams,
I see you. I feel. I knew you were going to fucking do it.
You're listening to the Laughing Couple podcast with your hosts, Brittany and Ryan Ostafy. Join them weekly as they discuss topics such as relationships, kids, sex, parenting, all unfiltered and all with a healthy dose of laughter. Please welcome your hosts, Brittany and Ryan Ostafy.
Did you know that song is like a reverse Bruno Mars song?
To be honest with you, I've never heard. I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking
Are you serious? Have you been living under a rock? It's Miley Cyrus's new song.
I didn't know Miley Cyrus had a new song.
You've heard it. I can buy myself flowers.
Where would I have heard that?
Everywhere. Anyways, this doesn't make any sense now. So her song, everyone's talking about because if you listen to the lyrics, it's basically Bruno Mars' song. Like, I want to buy you flowers. Anyways,
I've been singing that song.
So she kind of
for like the last week.
She reversed the words, not reversed them, but really played on like she can do that herself. She doesn't need somebody else to do it. But everyone's saying that it's about her ex, Liam. And then
Thor's brother?
Yeah. And then
I already cheated on her.
I don't know, but there's a part in the video that
with
she's
Katniss.
wearing.
I believe he cheated on her with Katniss.
There's a part in the video that she's wearing. Miley Cyrus is wearing this gold dress, and it looks very similar to the gold dress that Katniss Everdeen, aka Jennifer Lawrence, is wearing at one of the award shows.
Really?
Yeah, and then there's a part where she's dancing in a suit that looks identical to Liam's.
Is this kind of like when Justin Timberlake did the like spoof video of Britney Spears cheating on him?
A little, but you know how much shit he got in today's culture for that video?
No.
Yeah, there was like...
I didn't know Miley Cyrus had a new song. So how would I know?
You're like, Hannah Montana's making
that.
new music? That's so crazy. You're crazy.
You're crazy, girl. It's all the Illuminati.
Oh, God. TikTok. There are some rabbit holes on the old TikTok on that kind of stuff. Okay, so
you type in Illuminati and you can't get away from it.
Well, that's like anything. Like that's why you don't go to Google if you're sick, because you're gonna find what you're not looking for. There's gonna be somebody who is like proving your point that you have cancer when you have your eye hurts. Do you know what I mean?
Can I just say this?
Go for it.
I find it really funny. Especially on TikTok, because I'll go on to TikTok. I don't have a TikTok account, but I'll go on to the non-owned TikTok accounts to watch everyone else's, mainly yours. I cannot get over how mean people are in comments. Oh. But my favorite thing, and like sometimes they'll be mean in our comments on the old Instagram account. Mm-hmm. They'll say some hurtful things. The best part about it, though, is what these guys don't realize is if you hate our content, don't comment on it.
That's what I always say. There's always people, you were laughing so hard because someone was like, I hate when people use this voice filter so much. And I wrote them back. I'm like, well, this is not the way to not see these videos. Like that's literally you're commenting and telling the algorithm that you like this kind of thing.
Like the algorithm doesn't realize that your typing out is negative.
Yeah.
It just seems like you're engaged in what it is that you're talking about. Mm-hmm. So little note to any listener here. If you don't like our content or anyone else's content,
just don't comment.
Do yourself a favor. Don't comment on it.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get more and more and more and more of it all day long. Like, remember back in the day, like I'm talking like way back in the day.
Playback.
But yeah, that I didn't realize that happened. And I couldn't for the life of me figure out why I went on YouTube and always had like snakes eating shit.
Oh yeah. Every time I opened up the computer, it was just like a whole bunch of snakes.
Always just snakes eating shit. And I'm like, I hate snakes. Like, I'm like, I don't know if YouTube's just trying to fuck with me, but I like legit hate snakes. And you're like, well, did you open up the video? I'm like, yeah. And then you're like, well, do you open up the video every time you come on? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, that's why it does it.
No, you know what my new favorite thing is I feel like this actually happened on a previous reel of ours. It was the one where we like came out of like the shower or something. And people commented like when people comment and they think that this is real. Like
no,
there's multiple.
It wasn't the shower one. It was the one where I like humped you from behind.
Oh yeah. Oh no, but not just that one. Like
remember that girl lost her mind and said that I was assaulting you?
Yes, but I think the other one was it was the shower one because there were multiple angles and like somebody said like this is staged and it's
I can tell you're not coming out of the shower. Your hair's not even wet.
That's what it was.
Yeah, your hair's not even wet. I'm like, it's a skit.
I'm like, there's 3 different camera
and
angles.
how many people do you think are in this room filming at the same time?
Oh, it was so funny.
Like there's 2 cameramen and Brittany and I, and I'm okay with this.
Yeah.
Obviously,
your
it's
hair's
staged.
not even wet. It's not authentic.
And like the one girl who was commenting and saying that I was like sexually assaulting you in that video. I'm like, first of all, Susan.
It was my idea.
Clearly, it was Brittany's idea. I don't think you guys realize this. If you see me in a video, I was told to be in the video. Like I can assure you of this.
It's true.
There aren't videos on the internet circling around that were my idea.
Correct.
So if you see me humping my wife and you think it's inappropriate, talk to her.
It usually
I
is.
literally just do what I'm told to do.
And you do it great.
Including but not limited to this podcast.
No way.
I like it. Oh, don't get me wrong. I enjoy doing it. I'm not bah humbugging about
love it.
Acting and participating in these skits that you drum up. I'm just stating, don't come at me, Susan. Don't come at me saying that I'm assaulting my wife, Susan.
Okay. She gets it.
My wife set the camera up.
It's fine.
And told me, come at me like a dog.
I didn't say that. Like it was a little.
Like I could have come at you like and just slapped your ass, but you're like, no, come in and like aggressively hump me. And I said, oh, here's my favorite part about that video. I said to you, Britt, I'm not wearing any socks. Can I put socks on?
Yeah.
And you're like, no, I won't show your feet. I'm like, I don't want my feet. I'm like, it's weird to have my feet hanging out.
They're in
my feet are in the bloody camera.
They are. You're in like a fucking jeans and a sweater, and then it's
and
just your
bare feet.
Okay, let's move on here. All right, we have.
Anyways,
I love you and you're annoying. I didn't really have one, but I think I could drum one up.
No, drum. Go ahead, drum one up.
And it's
Brittany.
not like. Here's the thing. We've been pretty busy, but I find that this maybe is just like something that I have to maybe not like lower my expectations on, or kind of just understand where you're coming from.
Oh, wow.
So no, here's the thing. So Riley had a cheer competition this weekend, and on the Sunday, it was just Riley and I who went, so that you and Coop could stay home, and he doesn't like have to stay there. So we were gone basically all day, and I find when I am gone somewhere, and you are home with the kids, I come home and like the house is a tornado. And I come home and it stresses me out. So the first thing I do is like I clean up, and I just don't like the clutter everywhere. Whereas like I work and operate differently. When I have the kids, I'm constantly like cleaning up, where you are like, I'm going to have this be fucking crazy. And at the end of the day, I will clean everything up. Like that's how you operate. You just don't really see it. You're in the moment. And then when they're in bed or when they're gone, you clean everything up. And it's such a trigger for me because I don't do that. And I'm like, oh my God, like I'm going to come into this house and I don't, like, I know you're not doing it on purpose, and it's maybe something more internally that I need to like work on and remind myself, because you guys had a good day and you weren't even actually home that much, which is the sad problem.
We left the mess you left.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Like I literally cleaned up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then you didn't clean the dinner from that night.
Oh, okay.
So I had to clean everything.
Okay.
Anyway, it's super frustrating for me because I love like when you guys get to spend time together, but like I kind of give you that courtesy that when you're coming home from work, you're not cleaning, and I feel like I come home and I'm cleaning. And I don't like
you see that as a courtesy, and thank you for that. But if I came home from work and the house was messy and the kids were playing and you were playing, it wouldn't bother me at all.
No, you would go to sleep and I would clean it the next day.
You know what's funny about this? It couldn't be further from the truth. Do you think that I don't clean this house at all?
No, I don't. I didn't say that.
Do you not think I'm an active participator in cleaning up this house?
I didn't say that. I think that you have tunnel vision a lot of the times, and I am always picking up things, like always. If I didn't pick up stuff like I do, I think it would be very evident how much I clean up because they would be everywhere.
If I didn't pick up things, I think it would be evident how much I do.
No, I don't think so. Not about this.
How could you possibly say that? If you don't know how much I pick up, how could you possibly say I pick it up?
I pick everything up. So you don't pick it up unless I'm telling you.
At all true.
Yes, it is.
I'm usually pretty good at this stuff.
No, you're not.
I'm usually pretty good at this stuff.
No, you're not.
Taking this, I say no.
I'm sorry you say no, but you don't get to say no. Honestly, Ryan, like I pick up so much
I'm going
shit.
to start filming myself cleaning.
Okay, go for it.
At the end of the week, I'm going to...
No, what we should do...
I need to figure out how you do things on the internet because I'm going to take a bunch of videos. I don't want it to be like 8 hours of me just sending you filming of me cleaning.
Yeah.
Like, how do you take the 8 hours and condense it into like 2 minutes?
But like, let me put it this way. When we come home from like dropping the kids off, right? You'll hang up your jacket on one of the chairs that also has your scarf from the weekend.
To be clear, if you're about to say I go back to work.
Done. No, hold on. I'm not done. All of the shit from the kids in the morning is still out. You take off your toque and you put it in the laundry room, and then you put on a hat that was from the weekend. Like, I'm constantly picking up your hats. I'm constantly moving things. Like, you just don't put things away. You put them down. Like, don't put them down, put them away. Like, I'm always putting them away, and it's so annoying. Like, you're shaking your head, but I swear to God, if I didn't clean up after you guys for a week, this house would be fucking trashed. Like, it's insane. And you don't see it because I'm always cleaning it up.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's my I love you and you're annoying.
Yeah,
like,
well, I know what mine is.
What?
That's not it.
Okay.
You know what my I love you and you're annoying is this week? Oh, by the way, someone said to me the other day, you know... I think my husband just listened to your podcast. And I said, oh, why is that? And I'm like, because you guys did this thing and I thought it was a really good idea. So I sent it over to him. And when I came home, he had a list of I love you and your annoyings for me. And she said, anyways, it was funny. But just a friendly reminder, the I love you and you're annoying. It's very clear that it's I love you and you're annoying,
it's not
I love you, but you're annoying.
Yeah.
And it's actually a really cool tool. And I've found that our marriage has worked so much better since we started this podcast because every single week or multiple times in a week, we get to have this discussion where we share with each other the things that annoy each other about each other. Mm-hmm. And it's actually not a bad idea for you to do on a daily basis or weekly basis with your partner.
Definitely not daily, but I think though there's a big difference because we are intentionally talking about this on a podcast, knowing that like, hey, we're not going to like actually start an argument and like have a real fight. Although some of our love you and I whatever.
Like the most recent one.
Like they can,
like today,
they can cause some discussions. So I feel like having the podcast like be looming in the background helps us like keep it light. Yeah. Whereas like if you're just like talking shit about your partner.
So if you want to talk shit about your partner, grab a microphone, fake it till you make it. But anyways, my I love you and you're annoying this week. You had made a comment to me this morning that was really kind of annoying to me.
What?
Now we talked it out, we hashed it out, but I do think it's worth mentioning.
What did I say?
You said to me, because yesterday you went on the weekend, you went with Riley to cheer, right? Yeah. And on the second day, I kept Cooper. And Cooper and I, we went out for breakfast. Yeah. We went to the arcades. We went to the play center. We had an amazing day. And then he said that he was really proud of Riley and he wanted to go shopping and get her some stuff and get himself some stuff. So I gave him $20, a budget, and I was teaching him lessons.
No, you weren't.
Let me finish, because what you just did is the annoying thing. You said to me, I find that when you have the kids, you take them places.
Yeah.
Like you don't just stay home and play with them. It's like you don't know what to do with them.
It's true.
That's not true at all.
Yes, it is.
I played with him the entire time. Like I took him to a place that I know he and I could laugh and play together. The best version of me as a father
is not in the house.
Is not in this house.
And I
work in this house. I'm constantly in this house. I don't want to look at the mess that you think I leave. I want to get out. I want to be face to face with my kids, and I want to play with them. The best version of me is in a pool. I always say pool Ryan is the best Ryan when it comes to being a dad, because I can throw them, I can wrestle with them, I can laugh with them, I can spin them around. We have a good time.
Yeah.
Any other time, if I'm in this house, my phone rings, the computer goes, an email goes, I'm too close to work for me to not leave what I'm doing and go back to work. And so I leave this house and I go out and I enjoy it with the kids. And you're like, you don't know what to do with them. I know what to do with them. I want to be present. And so sometimes I need to leave what keeps me away from them so that I could be with them.
And that's honestly...
That's not bad.
It's totally... And excuse you, in the morning, I never said it was bad. No part of me came up to you and said, bad Ryan for doing this. I say, I notice when you have the kids, you never stay home. Like, you have to go do something. And I think it's just like, for me, like creatively, there's a ton of things we could do at home, and like I could budget and save money. I also love taking the kids places. Like, I get it. I have the luxury of doing that though, where you're right. Like you said, hey, I work from home. I don't want to be at home any more than I have to, which I was like,
I'm also not freaking
but hold on.
Art Attack.
I also was like, that's totally fair. I said that to you this morning. I was like, yes, I get it. You do work from home. You don't want to be in this space all the time. It was just an observation.
Anyways, it was an annoying observation.
But it's not even like for the day. It's like literally when I have Riley, like for a cheer, like you cannot stay at home. You're like, let's go for dinner. Let's go do this. It's like 7 p.m. and you're like, who wants to go bowling? I'm like, can you just stay home, please? Because it's like, you don't, but I think that your anxiety is high at home, because you're right. You are too close to home for work. It's too close to all of the things. And like, you sit down and you're like, oh my God, this couch is so comfortable. My phone rings. Like, I get it. I totally understand. It was just an observation.
It was a stupid one.
Okay. It's true though. It's fine.
Okay. So let me ask you. So about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, we had a conversation that ended up being a two-parter, which was called Marriage Myths Busted. And so I came up to this article and I saw this little thing and I thought, it's a really good opportunity to have a conversation about marriages, busting some myths. Yeah, let's do that again, essentially. But this is the one question that I really wanted to have you answer, and I want to answer, unless we have the same answer, and then it's probably going to be like a 5-second little thing. But let me ask you this question, Brittany.
Okay.
Do you believe in
life after love?
Can you believe Celine Dion wasn't even in the top 100 singers of all time?
Is that seriously?
Yeah, Rolling Stone came out with a top 100 singers of all time.
Sorry, hold on. That's seriously what you're asking me right now? That's nothing about marriage.
No, but you were just saying, I believe in love after love.
Which is Cher.
Oh yeah, well, Cher wasn't on the list either.
Can you believe Celine? Should we go for Town?
If I can turn back town.
Oh my God.
Anyways,
I'm like, what does that have to do with anything?
Will and Grace totally bombed that second season when they tried it the next time. Anyways, here's a question I got. Brittany, let me ask you this question, please.
To me, you just fucked up.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I think you fucked up because you sounded like Celine Dion, not Cher.
Are you kidding? That was for sure Cher, and that's her song. How did I sound like Celine Dion?
Because you were singing Cher song like Celine.
No, I wasn't.
You pounded your chest.
No, I didn't.
Shall we go for it?
No, I didn't.
You did. Anyways.
Except that you messed up.
Brittany, do you believe in Soulmates? Oh my God. Brittany. Oh God.
I can hear something inside myself. Okay, sorry, go ahead. Fuck. I'm ready.
Do you believe in the idea of...
Can you just word it differently, please?
Brittany.
Yeah.
Is it, are you of the belief that there is such a thing as a soulmate?
A single person meant for you, for your whole life.
I believe that's what a soulmate is, Brittany. Yes.
Just asking about the definition.
Hey, Oxford.
Okay, here are my thoughts.
I'm interested in knowing your thoughts. I've never asked you this question. We've never had this conversation.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Oh.
12 years of us blissfully being together, and I've never asked you this question.
Okay, so every night in my dreams,
I see you. I feel. I knew you were going to fucking do it. Titanic, great movie. True story.
Celine.
True story.
Yes.
No,
let me answer this. You don't have to say
1997, when that movie came out, I, Ryan Ostfie, went to the movie theater and watched it 3 times. Oh my God. Oh yeah. It's a 3-hour movie, not made for me. I went with my sister because we saw the previews of it, and my sister Laura's like, I gotta go and see that movie. So I'm like, I'll go with you. So I went and saw it. And then I went with my girlfriend in grade 7 to that movie.
Of course.
And then my buddy at the time in grade 7, Dan Rooney, he had a birthday party, and that we went and watched it.
Wow.
Which I thought was an interesting birthday party to watch Titanic with like 12 guys.
Very interesting. I love it.
Times have changed.
Okay. My genuine thoughts
9
on
hours.
this.
Yeah, let's go, Celine.
Is I do believe in soulmates. And I mean that like plurally for a reason. Like I believe you have multiple soulmates in your life. And I don't just mean romantically. Like I think that there are people in your life that your souls are connected some way. Like whether that's a friendship, whether that's part of your family, whether that's your kids, whether that's your husband, your friends. Like I truly believe in plural soulmates because I think it's not just boxed into romance. Like I think it's beyond that. That's
okay. Well, speaking of romance, do you think that there's a soulmate for you romantically?
Yeah, like I do. I think that there's...
Have you met him yet?
Well, no. Yeah, no, like here, it's easy for me to say yes because I feel like our souls, like
have mated.
We... This podcast is so all over.
We have mated our souls.
We do feel
and
together.
Created 2 other souls.
No, but I feel like we connect on a level that like I will never find with somebody else. Like even if say everything goes to shit and we get divorced, I still feel like we have such a like kismet connection, just even from like how we knew each other, how our parents, like, I think it was really serendipitous, like for us to get together. And I don't know. Yeah, I do. I think we do. I think we are soulmates. Watch, you're like, this is awkward because I don't.
Well, I don't.
What the fuck?
I don't. I don't
That's
at all.
so mean.
No, I believe. Hey, listen, I love you, and I think you're great for me, and I think I'm great for you. I think we're a perfect pair. I don't think we're soulmates.
I'm honestly like, okay, continue. I don't even want to fucking finish this book.
Okay. Well, here's my thing. I believe more in serendipity and what did you say? Kismet?
Yeah.
Kesmet? What is that?
Kismet.
This is the 3rd time in a
Like
week
fate.
I've heard that word.
Like fate. It's
and
more
all
like
3 times I don't know what it means.
Because it would be like it's like very similar to serendipity.
Okay, I strongly believe in serendipitous moments and events in our lives, and I think star-crossed lovers. I think it's amazing that the world puts us together to meet each other. I'm all for that, but let me ask you this question: so you're 35, you'll be 36 this year. Imagine you never met me.
Right.
Do you think you would be 36 years of age right now in search of me? No, you'd probably be married, blissfully happy, thinking that asshole is your soulmate.
I don't know about that. Like, I think that there are a lot of people, not a lot of people, but I know people who are married who are not happy.
I didn't say that. I'm not saying you would have just, like, all I'm saying is when I look at my life.
You don't want to be my soulmate.
No, when I look at my life and I think, chances are I would have met somebody else had I not met you. At my age, 38 years of age, I probably would have met someone, probably would have had a family, probably would have been happy. Mm-hmm. I'm a happy dude.
But it's not really
I like creating happy environments.
It's not really, for me, it's not really about like, if we weren't together, like, would I have been with this person? It's asking you now in your life right now, being with me, because you asked me, like, do you believe in more than one soulmate? And I'm saying, I'm telling you my answer as if you're still here and you're still alive. So you're telling me, being with me, you think that there are also multiple other people out there in the universe.
That is not what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that is what you're hearing. And this is how fights happen with couples, because that's not at all what I said. That's not
You
at
said,
all
do
what
you
I said.
believe in multiple romantic soulmates?
What I'm trying to say is, and what I have said, so don't you be putting words in my mouth, is if I didn't meet you, I probably would have met a version of you that I would have liked a lot.
Yeah, and I probably would have done the same.
That person in my life, hoping that our marriage worked out well, I probably would have thought that they were my soulmate.
Okay.
Now, am I glad I met you? Yes, I am. Am I happy that we're married and have 2 children and have this running podcast? Yes, I do, and I am. I also think if I didn't meet you, I probably would have met someone else.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I'm hoping that someone else would have been a version very similar to you, which is why I would have been attracted to them.
Mm-hmm. But then
I would have had a good time with them.
But then it goes, you kind of take this question back to like a level of fate.
Yeah. Well, that's
right?
why I said I believe in serendipity.
Like soulmates I feel like are very much connected to like your belief in like everything happens for a reason, or fate. Like if you're saying I believe in one soulmate, which romantically, now that I'm thinking out loud, like I get what you're saying, and I do agree. Like if we weren't together, then yeah, I would find somebody who makes me happy. But this is all like hearsay. Like I don't know how I would feel. I don't know like where my life would have taken me. Maybe I met somebody and like things didn't go well, or like we didn't have kids or whatever. I'm just saying, like I think that I don't know if I would necessarily find somebody that I connect with as much as I connect with you. And that's easy for me to say right now because I don't have any other options.
Same.
Absolutely. Well, that isn't what you said. You were like, funny because I don't fucking believe in them at all.
No, I just said, no, I don't believe in soulmates.
Yeah. Anyways, cool beans.
I believe in serendipity, and I believe in 2 people having a lot of common grounds and 2 people finding each other and having a wonderful, blissful life together. I'm just saying that I don't think that the world's limited to that person.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I just don't.
Sure.
I'm really glad that the universe put us together, for the record. Really glad. Okay, now going to my next question. And I don't know how you're going to answer it, but I know how I'm going to answer it. And based off of this last one, I hope that it's very similar.
I'm going to go ahead and let you go first.
No. Do you believe that jealousy is necessary for a passionate relationship?
I think oftentimes people equate jealousy to passion. And I don't think that's true. Like, I don't think that you need to be jealous to be passion. Like, passion can come out in different ways, right? Like, I was in a relationship and I had a very jealous boyfriend and I was very unhappy and treated very poorly. That wasn't passion to me. Like, that was toxic. Mm-hmm. I think a level of jealousy in a relationship is good as long as it's healthy jealousy. Like, if you're looking at your partner, and Ryan and I have talked about this multiple times, but like when we go out, if I see somebody hitting on Ryan, I'm like, I think it's awesome. I'm like, that makes him feel good. I'm also like, oh, this is fun. There's a level of respect that Ryan has for me when I'm not there. And then when I am there, that like,
it's the same amount, just so you know, whether you're there or not there.
No.
You made it sound like Ryan has this level of respect for me when I'm there. Yeah. And then he's got this level of respect for me when I'm not there. And it's kind of the same, but not like,
yeah,
he'll go down on a girl, but he'll never have sex with her. No, I just mean
like if the flirtation gets to a point where it's like, okay, like this isn't going anywhere. Like let's take a step back. I trust that you do that. And you have the same thing for me. I think that to be jealous of somebody who wants your partner is healthy. I don't think jealousy equals passion. I think those get really fucked up. And I think that a really jealous relationship is a toxic relationship.
So let me reword the question. Do you think that a relationship would be void of passion if there wasn't a degree of jealousy?
No, like I don't think
do you think they could exist without each other?
They're not mutually exclusive. Like they can be separate. They don't have to intertwine.
See, I agree with what you're saying, and I'll put a little bit of a twist to it because I don't fully agree with it. I think that for somebody, I look at jealousy, there's degrees to everything. Jealousy has massive degrees. If you're toxically jealous, get a life. Mm-hmm. But if you see someone who's flirting with your spouse and it doesn't drum up anything,
that's a problem.
That's a problem for me.
Absolutely. But that's where it gets messy, right? Because that doesn't mean there's no, like, I see what you're saying. I feel like passion can be intertwined with jealousy. It's just, I think I might be jaded because I just was in such a very high degree level of jealousy relationship that I don't to me, jealousy is toxicity. It's not passion. And I also agree with you because we talked about this before when we had a little incident last summer. I was really upset with somebody in our inner circle because they
went down on me.
No, but there was an action that was made. I thought it was super disrespectful to me, and Ryan didn't see it that way. And you were like, I'm not going to lie, like, this made me feel kind of nice because you were jealous. I was fucking pissed that you like went there because it was just really rude. Anyways, I don't want to get into that. But
I guess we're not over that one yet. Let's put that in the quarterly report.
No.
From last year.
I think that you have to have a level of like, hey, I don't like you do like, that's my person, right? If you have zero care that somebody is like, I'm going to fuck your spouse, like that's a deeper problem. If you have no care in the world and you're like, yeah, go for it. That tells me that you don't really want to be with that person. Right? Like,
yeah, I think if you can, now there's a world out there that we don't live in, and I have no judgment towards it whatsoever, to be very clear, but there is a world out there where couples share each other with other couples.
Yeah.
Right. And there's a world out there where inside a relationship or multiple relationships and all of that fun stuff. For me, and we've talked about this, we've talked about the concept of swinging and like, actually on the weekend, we got really intoxicated and had a whole conversation about it. Right. Mm. Like the idea of could we as a couple actually allow each other to go into a bedroom with other people, whether that was in the same bedroom watching each other or separate bedrooms not watching each other. And for me, the idea of you going into a separate room with another woman is like, that's cool. The idea of you going into a room with a separate man, I can't get my head around it. Mm-hmm. And for me, that's jealousy.
Yeah.
Like if I really look at it, I'm like, if I really do the digging, I don't want another man to pleasure my wife. Mm-hmm. That's all it comes down to.
Yeah. So to answer your question,
I think it's needed.
Jealousy is needed, but jealousy doesn't equal passion.
Yeah. Okay. I can get that. I can get on that. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let me ask you this next question.
Okay.
Which goes into the very similar question of passion. Do you think it is healthy or unhealthy for couples to get in arguments, fight?
Healthy, very healthy. And I think that it also,
because the myth is happy couples don't fight.
Yeah. And like, I think there just needs to be an asterisk here. It's not that like we're saying you need to argue all the time, because that's not. I think that it's healthy to have discussions or disagreements. Like I have friends of friends. Actually, we don't know them that well, but
a friend of a friend like told me. What is that from?
Friends of it's the Freaky Stories. No, like a friend of a friend of a friend.
I heard it from a friend of a friend of mine.
But it's friends of friends who we don't know that well, but we met at a birthday party, and we've met them a couple times, but their relationship is so like I don't want to say gentle, but there's no arguments, or for lack of a better word, passion. Like if they have a disagreement,
I have no idea who you're talking about.
It's fine. We can talk about it later. But they're like, I know that our mutual friend has told me that like the wife gets really annoyed because her husband just like agrees with everything, like doesn't want to fight, is very docile. Right. And would rather just be like, okay, yeah, you're right. Like there's nothing. Where it's like, I like to have these healthy discussions with you because they're also based on a level of respect. But it's good to have like different viewpoints. It's good to have these discussions. I think if you're like fucking fighting all of the time, that's a problem. But when we have arguments, like real arguments, I think we probably have like 2 to 3 big arguments a year. Like,
I would agree with that.
Right? Like, and we're like pissed and we need to like take a break, collect ourselves and talk. But like, we probably have like little like spiffs once a week where but that's how we flirt too. Like, I feel like we throw shit at each other.
Yeah, it's so flirtatious.
It is.
Fuck you, Ryan. Oh, she loves me.
No, but we do like to banter. Like, that is endearing.
Yes.
That's what I love about you, right? Even though you're not my soulmate, but like, I do feel like it's endearing to like have that banter. But I do think fighting is a healthy part of a relationship, obviously to scale. Like, you need to figure out what you're fighting about as well. The context of the fight are huge.
I agree with you. I think fighting is extremely important because I think you don't want to live in a world of echo chambers, right? Like, I agree. You need to.
Wow, that was really deep. Deep.
I truly believe it's important to have an opinion.
Yeah.
And if someone has an opinion that's different than yours, I think a healthy debate around that opinion is healthy.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this question, and then we'll get off this podcast. It's a 2-parter. Do you believe in arguing in front of your kids?
Short answer, no. Long answer, depending on the context, yes. I think it's healthy. And I mean, no, I don't believe you should argue in front of your kids. I think you can have a disagreement or a discussion in front of your kids. Like, this is hard for you because I find that when you want to talk about something, you're like, fuck, like we're fucking talking about it right now. And usually the kids are around and I'm like, Ryan, let's table this. Because the kids hear it, right? And like, that's not super healthy because we both have like different ways of communicating and it's frustrating. But I do think it's healthy for the kids to see their parents work something through, especially with Riley, because she's like, why are you arguing? And like when we've been driving up north and we have 3 hours and like maybe we're having like a disagreement and we cannot escape them, but we're having this conversation and obviously they can hear us. And we're like, Riley, you need to understand, like, we are not arguing. We are having a discussion and a disagreement, but like we're working through it. I think that's very healthy for your kids. Obviously you have to have boundaries and you have to set guidelines. If we're not swearing at each other, at the end of the day, we're trying to come to an agreement about something, whether that's just agreeing to disagree, but it shows them a level of respect, how to speak to your partner, and you don't have to agree with everything they say. That's how I feel.
I agree with you.
I agree.
I do. I'll just add to your point. It's imperative that if you're going to argue in front of your children, that you have an understanding collectively that it's nothing but respect. There are ground rules to it. You have to respect your partner. If you're not going to respect your partner in front of your children, don't do that.
Yeah.
However, if respect is there and if the language is proper and appropriate for the children, like choose your room, right? Like read the room. If it's not if it's an inappropriate conversation for children to hear, it's inappropriate. However, I strongly believe that children need to see their parents work through a disagreement. You're allowed to disagree with someone. You're allowed to have a difference of opinion with someone. How you navigate that conversation teaches them everything. They're going to use it in school. They're going to use it in their relationships. They're going to use it at work. You have to be able to see the two people that you believe the most in not getting along, figuring it out, and working through it. I believe that's important.
I think it also sets them up for like healthy expectations of relationships. Like, say they see their parents all like dewy-eyed and like never fighting, and then they go into a relationship and they're like, well, my partner hates me because they disagreed with me. Like healthy relationships, standards. Like, I think it's important.
Yeah.
Anyway, this has been lovely.
We just crushed some marriage myths.
Yeah. Found
out that Cher and Celine Dion are not the same people.
And Ryan doesn't think I'm his soulmate.
And soulmates don't exist. Serendipity.
Aside from my soul.